Are you somebody who wants more from life? Maybe you're finally ready to quit your 9-to-5 job and get into something, but you don't really know what that something is. Or maybe right now you want more from life, but you don't know what more is. If you're somebody who wants the crystal clarity, stick around because this video is for you. So Kathy sent a video not too long ago asking this question. Let me just show you a clip quickly.
Hi Tim, my name is Kathy Lee and my question is, for someone who's looking to make the transition from average, 9-to-5 job, all that kind of stuff that average people do, to being your own boss, being responsible for everything you do, what's the best piece of advice you have to make that leap, that transition?
So she sent this question. Just want to say, firstly, thank you so much for sending the question, Kathy. And by the way, if you'd like to send a question to us and have me answer your question, you got the chance to do that by following the link above me right now, or go directly to the description box below. Or you can go to this URL, www.successinsider.tv/ask. And you can type in your question, and we're going to pick the best questions every single week, and you will have a chance to be featured on the Success Insider show. And so today is all about gaining clarity in life. Because, there's a big fact in regards to this. A lot of people, they try to, admire people who are entrepreneurs, who are super successful. And what ends up happening is they try to do them themselves. And the reality is, stats are showing that 90% of all businesses will fail in the first 5 years. Why? Well, I think it's got a lot to do with what I'm going to reveal to you today. Because if you don't have crystal clarity in regards to what you really want to do, and you haven't really broken it down by utilizing the method I'm going to reveal, it's going to sabotage you. So what is this method all about? Well, I call this method the H.C.F method. So write this down, H.C.F. H stands for happiness. If you want to do something, and this is a perfect balance, if you really want to have a fulfilling business and fulfilling life, this is what you need. As Steve Jobs says, work is going to take up majority of your life. And so if you do what you love to do, guess what? You're going to live a fulfilling life. Simple as that. So if it makes you happy, that's great. But how about cash? Does your passion bring in the cash? That's also a question you've got to ask yourself. Another thing, does it give you the flow? Do you feel like you're being pulled towards your goals? Do you feel like, that feeling when time is just going on by like this? That is flow. Does it give you the flow? And so this is a question you should be asking yourself, because if you are missing one of these core elements, for example, imagine you've got all the happiness, you've got all the cash, but you're missing the flow. What this will cause is that feeling that you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, got to go to work. Oh, got to do this today. Oh, got to go, close the client. And all of this stress and overwhelm. And it feels like you're having to constantly push yourself, motivate yourself, watching videos or affirmations. You're constantly having to push yourself because it's not in flow. Now, for example, imagine if you have flow, and imagine you have cash, but you're missing the happiness. Well, this is why you've probably read in the news or wherever of successful people who get to the top of Success Mountain and they kill themselves. Why? Because they haven't got fulfillment. They thought this is when they're going to finally feel happy, and they've been telling themselves lies. They've been chasing a feeling. They get to the top, they want to jump off just as quick. And so if whatever you're doing is not bringing you happiness, why the hell are you doing it? You're going to be doing it for the rest of your life. And so this is why you also got to have happiness. But imagine if you got the happiness and you got the flow, but you're minusing the cash, you haven't got the cash, and it doesn't bring in the cash. Well, you're going to be the starving artist. I know so many people out there with so much gift and talent, but they don't know how to monetize it, or the industry they're looking to get into is just not monetizable. And thus, they end up never truly being able to fulfill their greater life mission, nor serve the planet. Because, for example, if you are trying to become an artist, the reality is most artists are dead broke because they never really understand the whole business world. They never really understand the marketing and selling and so forth. And so what ends up happening is they want to serve the world, but if you don't play the money game, the game we all live in today, because that's the medium of exchange, guess what? You cannot afford the infrastructure that you need to scale a business, to pay for the team, pay for the building you want to basically put your team in. You need the cash. And so this is the balance you need. Happiness, cash, and flow. This is the H.C.F method. So what you should do right now, for those of you who are watching, you should take some time out to work out whatever it is and write it in a list, okay? The things that you know top of your head that makes you happy. And it can be anything. Just spend like 5 minutes for each one. Just brain dump everything. What makes you happy in life? What makes you feel like you're alive? And then secondly, what do you know top of your mind that brings you cash? For example, maybe you've heard about the Forex market. Maybe you've heard about online businesses. You may know from my story, that's the area of passion of mine. I began my journey almost 9 years ago in the online world, online businesses. I've ran businesses in all different sectors online. That's my big passion, and luckily that brings me the happiness and the flow, and that's how I managed to create freedom in my life. But what is it for you? What can you think of that brings you the cash in your life? And thirdly, what brings you the flow? What makes you feel like you're not even checking the time? Like time is just going on by. You know that feeling when just things are just pure flow, it's effortless? What is giving you that? Spend 5 minutes on each, writing a whole list down. And you should have literally a list in front of you after you've done this. And you need to look to combine everything and find something by merging it all together. And you're going to come up with a couple big ideas. Maybe you finally decide to launch, DIY craft business online. Okay, or you come up with another idea. You just want to become an artist and sell your paintings online. Whatever these ideas is, you got to basically follow your heart and take action on one singular one. That's important. Don't try to create all of this stuff at the same time. You're going to end up losing. Okay, it's important you always follow the rule of one. That helps you to gain clarity. Also, it's much easier to give it your all when you're focusing on the one thing. For example, Olympians aren't focusing on multiple goals. They're just focusing on, am I going to beat that time record for the 100-meter race I'm going to be running? One goal. It's much easier for the human brain to really cope with this. And so follow whatever your heart is saying in regards to, this is going to be my first business, and get in the game. You know, at the end of the day, you can read all of the books in regards to riding a bike, but you'll never know how to ride a bike unless you finally jump on it. But of course, prior to riding the bike, by having somebody, for example, my stepdad taught me how to ride a bike. And by having him, basically teach me the basic fundamentals before I jumped on the bike, it helped a lot. And this is what you're going through right now. I'm teaching you the basic fundamentals before you finally swing the bat of life and get in the game. And so you have to get in the game. You have to pull the trigger and realize this. There will never be the right time for you to feel like this is time to be in business. This is why there's a great quote that goes on the lines of, most people die at the age of 20 and they're buried at the age of 80. Get in the game, swing the bat of life. And once you've actually done it, and once you've given it your all, and once you've gone through different courses and so forth, and you've given it everything you got and it's not working out, well, only then do you follow this. This is called pivot. Every successful entrepreneur have mastered the art of pivot because they follow the art of ready, fire, and aim. So before you even feel ready, you're ready to go, and you go in. You give it everything you got, but later down the line, you find, actually, this is the wrong market. I need a different strategy. Or maybe I've got to just quit this altogether. You got to know when to quit. That is very important as well. And then you pivot. You go into the other idea. And you give every single one of these ideas that gives you the happiness, cash, and the flow, you give it a shot, and you give it 100% you've got. And before long, you're going to truly discover what you're born to do. Kathleen, just want to say thank you so much for chucking over the question. And for those of you insiders who've checked out today's video, if you would like to get involved and ask me a question, by all means, this is something new we're doing here. Be sure to basically follow the link above me right now, or following the link in the description box below to chuck me over a question, and the best questions every single week will get picked, okay? If you would like actually a video sent over to me, you can do that by posting a video onto Instagram and hashtagging AskSuccessInsider. Ask Success Insider. If you would rather just chuck us a text question, you can go to the card I've mentioned above. Okay, Insider, just want to say thank you so much for checking out today's video. If this video has helped you, please pay it forward by sharing it with your friends and loved ones, because there's true power to contribution. Without further ado, my friend, have an awesome, awesome day. Have an awesome week. And as always, follow your heart and take action. And go live the life you're born to live. See you on the next episode soon. Take care, my friend.